What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with our fantasy football profile. Today we are talking Tennessee Titans star running back Derrick Henry, the destroyer of men. Got injured last year, but he's back this season, and I'm going to be previewing his 2022 season, everything you should know about drafting him. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Doing a ton of these. Jonathan Taylor's already out. A bunch more coming your guys' way. All the major players are going to have an individual video, an individual fantasy football profile. So check those videos out. Hit that subscribe button. Stick around for a bunch more great content coming your guys' way. Hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section down below, and I'll respond. Let's talk Derrick Henry. Okay, so Derrick Henry, let's talk about the absolute dominance that he has had the last 3 seasons. 2019, he finishes at RB3, 19 points per game, and 102.7 yards per game that year. Absolutely ridiculous. 2020 finishes at RB2, 20.2 points per game, and then averaged 126.7 yards per game that season. And then in 2021, RB14, got injured, but has still had 23 points per game and averaged 117.1 rushing yards per game. Just ridiculous numbers for Derrick Henry. He's an absolute volume monster. Gets an absolute ton of carries. That's a lot of absolutes right there. But with him, it is just ridiculous how much volume he gets in the run game. Last year, averaged 27.4 attempts per game, which is insane amount. And his receptions were up last year. He had 18 receptions in 8 games, and he had 19 receptions in 16 games in 2020. So he's on pace to almost double his receptions this year. And that's really the only con really to Derrick Henry's game is he's not super involved in the passing game, but he makes up for that with what he does in the rushing game and his ability to score touchdowns. That's always been a strength of Derrick Henry's over his career is his ability to score a ton of rushing touchdowns. The Tennessee Titans really lean on him. They build their team around him, and they traded A.J. Brown away this offseason, which really takes away their main receiving threat. They drafted Treylon Burks in the first round, and they traded for Robert Woods. But Robert Woods coming off an ACL injury, a little bit older as well. Treylon Burks is a rookie. Who knows how much they can depend on him. A lot of lost targets with A.J. Brown and Julio obviously being cut. Julio didn't play a ton last year, but A.J. Brown is an absolute star. That's going to be a big loss for that offense. And I think they're going to lean on Derrick Henry, and those lost receptions could even funnel down a little bit to him. Not that he plays a ton on third down anyway, but like I said, I think he could have a career high in receptions this year, which is a definite plus for a running back. Another thing I want to point out, though, the concern for Derrick Henry is the offense overall being less effective with the loss of A.J. Brown, having, teams have less to fear as far as weapons, but I think they did just enough to keep teams honest. I think they're a good football team. But the biggest concern for me is their offensive line. Their offensive line was ranked 16th to end the year in 2020. Their preseason ranked at 27 with the offseason losses that they've had. Losing Roger Saffold, they still have Ben Jones, I believe, and Taylor Lewan, so that is good, but going to need some guys to step up for them in a major way if Derrick Henry's going to continue to run like the way he is, but I think they will lean on him regardless. That's why I have Derrick Henry projected for 1,500 plus rushing yards, 15 total touchdowns, and 30 receptions, which would be a career high for him. I think he'll have another monster year on the ground and will get more involved in the passing game. Not a ton, but more than he has been in the past. And I think he's worthy of a top 3 pick in fantasy football drafts. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you guys for watching.